We are very happy to meet you online, as it were. My three colleagues are sitting in different parts of the country. Saajida Dinath, which is our program head, sits in Joburg. Julia Ross, our other program head, sits in Pretoria. And me, myself, and we are sitting in Cape Town. So wherever you are, thank you so much for joining. You can grab a cup of coffee and join us for this session. Firstly, I just want to alert you at the top of your screen, there's a polls icon, and we want you to click on that icon and follow with us. And surprise, surprise, we have what is it called? It's a special initiative for the student who engages and who answers the question the best. We have a prize of 500 Rand voucher for Milpark merchandise to start the year in style. So please follow along with us. The first question there is about our values. So at Milpark Education, we have 4 values, and I'm going to go through each of these. And as you can see on the poll, we want you to pick your favorite one, the one that resonates with you the best. Our first one is about being real. This is my favorite. It is about being authentic. Authentic means sometimes we struggle, sometimes we need help. We ask for help, we pick ourselves up, and we start again. And during your studies, if things get tough, we really want to invite you to reach out to us. The second one is care. Our staff is really passionate about what we do. We are passionate about higher education, and we really care about our students, meaning we want to know where you are in your student journey and how we can support you. The third one is no surprise. It is about learning, and it is about growing. As a higher education institute, we encourage all of our staff members and all of our students to keep on learning, to keep on growing. And then the last one is strive. Strive to be the best possible you that you could possibly be. So those are Milpark's values, and those are my team's values. So what I want you to do is pick the one that resonates with you the best. And like we said, we're going to take all the polls, go through them, and at the end of it, for the students that has engaged the most and the student that has answered most of the questions correctly, there's a wonderful prize at the end. But without further ado, I would like to hand you over to Julia. Julia, go for it. You are next. What is your question to the students?
Thank you so much, Liz. So I want to know from you guys whether or not you think Milpark is fully accredited. So in the polls, we've got Milpark's Education School of Commerce is accredited by the relevant South African education authorities. True or false? So I want to see. Okay, so far everybody's saying that this is true, Liz, which is great because it's 100% true. No false certificates going out here. So Milpark is absolutely accredited with all of the relevant bodies, whether it's the Council of Higher Education, SAQA, the Departments of Higher Education. All of our assessments, our study material goes through rigorous inspection and quality assurance processes to make sure that we maintain those standards, making sure that we maintain that accreditation, and even in a lot of instances go above and beyond what is required. So we are absolutely accredited everywhere that it counts in South Africa. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague Saajida to take everybody through the next question.
Oh, Saajida, I was just about to say we want to hear your beautiful voice. Don't mute yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you so, so much for taking the time to be here with us this afternoon. So, the question in the poll is, what type of student is best suited for the higher certificate in management qualification? And my passion at this moment in Milpark lies with the higher certificate in management and the advanced certificate in management. And the higher certificate in management is, let's call it our entry-level qualification. So it's on an NQF level 5, and it's really pitched at someone looking for entry-level management knowledge and skills, somebody who's just out of school, or somebody who's just really looking to advance in their career. I must also just take this opportunity to say that on the higher certificate in management, we do have more than one stream. So for those of us who's looking to, for instance, embark on a role of junior HR manager, we've got the higher certificate in management with a major in human resources management. And then also for somebody who's looking to pursue a career in logistics, we also have the brand spanking new higher certificate in management with a major in logistics and supply chain management. So please look, we're looking for you. We're waiting for you to come in and register. And I hope that we've managed to answer that question on the polls. Thank you so much. I'm at this point going to just continue. So with the higher certificate in management, I've mentioned the higher certificate in management is basically also a foundation or articulation into our advanced certificate in management. And our advanced certificate in management, the question there we ask is that the advanced certificate in management can be used as a stepping stone to an NQF7 degree. And that is typically where Liz and Julia will speak to our BBA and BCom qualifications. And so our advanced certificate in management is really pitched at somebody who is in a junior management position and looking just to advance into middle management roles, and also just possibly to specialize into certain career. And there our question, as indicated, we need to answer true or false, and I hope we've got the fingers buzzing on that poll as well. On that note, Julia, I'm going to hand back to you. Thank you.
But maybe I should just interrupt, Julia.
Please.
Because Saajida, you said something so interesting now, and I just want to make sure that the students understand this, that you can start with the NQF level 5 qualification, which is your higher certificate in management, right? Then move to your NQF level 6, which is your advanced certificate in management. And then you can move to your NQF level 7, which is your degrees, your BBA and your BCom. And from there, you can articulate into our business school and go all the way up to a doctorate. So even if you were someone that didn't think studying and becoming a doctorate in business is possible, Milpark definitely allows you to do that. And I think that's part of the secret, right? That we allow more access, we allow students to move, and maybe that connects well to our values that we spoke about earlier, about growing and learning. So I love that. And the advanced certificate management is definitely, if you are already a manager in a management position and you just need a little tweak on your skills, then that's a brilliant degree, right, Saajida?
Most definitely, Liz.
Okay, so
Thanks for that.
I apologize. Rudely interrupted.
Not at all. Not
Julia,
at all.
go for it. You're so welcome.
But it's a great point, because if we look at how the higher certificate and the advanced certificate then speak to the skills that you would be learning in the BComs, then you can entirely see how there's a journey, and you can start that journey at higher certificate, you can start that journey at advanced certificate, you can start that journey at BCom or BBA.
Absolutely.
So my passion, like Sarge's is with the HCM and the ACM, my passion, my baby is BCom. And the BCom is such a cool degree, because like you guys have voted in the chat, and I see you all haven't fallen for our tricks of whether or not it's about medicine. The BCom is focused on business and finance and accounting. But with that being said, you can specialize in so many different fields. So you're going to have that foundational business acumen, that ability to speak to the accounting department, to understand the finance reports, to be able to communicate with anybody at the boardroom, really, But at the same time, you can then also specialize. So our BCom General really speaks to those management skills and qualities and being able to go into business, whether you're going to start your own business, you're going to, go into middle management, you're going to be the next board of director, or you can really specialize, whether it's in human resource management, in marketing management, in supply chain and logistics, which is a really unique degree and something that we're quite excited about. In compliance and risk management, I mean, that is an untapped field of note. I am a little bit biased. That is my area of specialty. So the BCom, yes, we primarily focused in business, finance, and accounting. But that doesn't mean that it's something to shy away from if those aren't your core areas of interest, because it creates that foundation for you of business acumen to then specialize in all of these exciting areas. So that is something that is really cool about the BCom. And it's also something that this degree I'm so passionate about shares in common with Liz, with your BBA degree, which I know you're super passionate about. So maybe you can tell us more about that.
Yes, I love that. And I think what's important to note here is that first year subjects on the BBA and BCom, we share some of those subjects. So in your first year, at the end of your first year, if you feel you want to articulate to another stream, or from a BBA to a BCom to the BBA, you have those options. And we have our program managers, our PMs, that will sit with you and guide you and really tell you what is required in those movements. And I think that's part of the beauty of it. Within your BCom, let's say, for example, you registered for BCom General, which is a lovely generalist qualification, but you found that compliance and risk is your passion, like Julia, you can seamlessly move between the majors. And that's the same for the BBA. On the BBA, we have our different majors as well. We've got our marketing, our HR, our general, and our banking. And you do your first year, and after your first year, if your love for marketing has just suddenly evolved and that's something that you would like to pursue, you can move then from a BBA general, for example, into a marketing qualification. Again, just reiterating the flexibility and the access that we want to give to our students to really become graduates that love what they do, because ultimately it reflects in the work that you do. And workplace readiness is a very important attribute for us, for our students. So the next question there is, how many years at minimum does it take to complete a BBA degree if you're a full-time student? So with our NQF7 degrees, you have an option to complete anything between 3 and 9 years. And that just depends on you as a student and how you register. We've got different options for you. Obviously, if you are working full-time, you want to maybe take it at a slower pace. But if you are a full-time student that doesn't have any other responsibilities, we also accommodate you with that. And then our different modes, of which distant learning online is wonderful mode of studying, because we guide you step by step through the process. And this is something that we've added to the higher certificate in management as well, but a little bit more about that later. So I hope that the fingers are buzzing, Julia. I'm not sure if you can see it on your side, if people have selected, but that is the good news. You go at your own pace, and there is a minimum and maximum amount of years. It just depends on how you register and what's happening in your life. If there's too much laundry and too much groceries, then grocery list, it might not be possible. And we understand at Moorpark the commitment of somebody that works full-time and still want to study, that still want to grow. And I think that then takes us to our next question. Let me just see here on the side, of which I think, Saajida, I just sort of gave you a little intro into what I was about to be saying. So no spoilers on this side, but Saajida, please tell us a little bit more about what type of learning do we offer?
Thanks very much again, Liz. So yeah, we've spoken now about these qualifications, the higher certificate, advanced certificate, BBA and BCom, and it's really a matter of so how are we offering it? And at this point in time, we're offering it with two different modes, and that's the distance learning mode, where you work completely at your own pace, and it's run over 10 weeks, and we have the option where you're welcome to contact us. There's platforms on which you're able to contact us, and then we have, Liz touched on the distance learning online, and that's the platform that we are more focused on. That's the platform that we are really trying to use quite on all of our qualifications. We've just recently introduced the highest certificate in management on the DLO, distance learning online platform, and I must say that the student feedback, the commitment, the contact, the engagement is really so positive. And this really allows so many more touch points. There's more engagement, it's more structured, and it allows you the time to work it. And as much as it allows you the time to work at your own pace, it's structured so that you know this is exactly what you need to do by what time. And also, to the fact that everything is online is really to accommodate. Liz spoke about our personal lives, having to come home and do laundry and see to family. We've got a family life. And the online platform really is there to accommodate you. And that once again speaks to our values that Liz spoke about in the beginning, about how we care and we're real because we know what it is that us as individuals are sitting with and dealing with. Then that takes us to the next question, which is what type of learning does Milpark Education primarily offer? So again, Julia, you have sight of whether the fingers are buzzing there. And then I'm going to hand right back over to you, Julia. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And I think that's both Saj and Liz, you guys both touched on something really important, which is managing your studies at your pace, given how life's going, whether the washing's piling up, whether, there's kids at home, a spouse at home, even just needy dogs at home that you really want to spend time with.
And we all have those needy pups.
We all have that something in our life that is really, that's where our joy comes from, and balancing work and studies and then that joy that you also need to maintain is a really, really crucial thing. So we asked you guys in the chat what value is needed to unlock your future potential. And so many of you guys have said passion and determination, which I love. Absolutely. That is exactly what you need, especially if you're working and studying at the same time. And you guys have mentioned ambition, which is really great. I've seen recently somebody's come through with commitments, and very, very small. You'll see mine there, which is persistence. Yes. Because I didn't start studying with passion and determination. I started studying because I thought, that's the next thing to do. This is what I needed to do. And only over the years did I really start to develop that passion and determination and see how my studies were influencing my job opportunities, which then made me more ambitious and more passionate and more determined. But in the beginning, you've worked until 4:30 if you're lucky, and then you still need to go and study. It's something that is going to require some commitment, something that's going to require some persistence, and that is definitely fueled by passion and determination and ambition. So I love all of your answers because I think they're so intertwined. And to be honest, for that question, there is no wrong answer because all of us have individual things that are fueling us to make this move and to study, whether you last studied in high school 10 years ago or whether you're just continuing with the next step. It's going to take every single one of those words that you guys have put into that poll.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
thank you for that. And I think you're on the right track.
Oh, sorry, I'm so excited. Julia, you've shared your particular one. Just remind me again, what did you say is your word? You mentioned your word that you wanted to share in the chat to unlock your future. What did you say? Persistence. You said persistence.
Persistence.
I just saw a student that said discipline, which I think
Yeah.
is also very, very true. Saajida, not to put you on your spot, but what would be your word for unlocking your future? What would that one thing be for you?
I think resilience, Liz. Sorry, I'm just, yeah. So I think resilience very much so. Um,
No, I agree with resilience. For me, myself, it is setting you up in an environment that you can succeed. So maybe sharing with everybody in your life that you are going to study and they just need
mm,
to support you. I think that's also so crucial. One thing that I just wanted to mention, especially Sajida, when you talked about the distant learning and the distant learning online, the one mode isn't better than the other mode. It's just different, right? So as a student, you need to see what do you need and how can we help you? And I want to encourage you to go and look at our website. Our website gives all of this information in a lot of detail. And then our last poll question is just there if you want us to contact you, then you are so welcome to do that. To tick for us, and we will be in contact with you. I think, Julia, I've now rudely interrupted you twice. So let me just ask you, is there any other words of wisdom that you want to share with the students?
So I'm so glad that we got a little sidetracked because it gave some time for some of our participants to engage in the chat. And some of those messages are really exactly what we're putting out here. That it's not too late to start studying. It's always going to have benefits. Even if it's just to change your view and your perception on all the work that you've done in the last 20 years, if it's something that's then going to assist you in making wiser choices and more important career moves in the future, that studying can never not benefit you. I always like to say studying and travel are the only two things that you can buy that make you richer,
Oh, I
because that's
love that.
exactly how it works. It's going to, whether you're 47 or 51 or you're 19 and you've just finished high school, it's always something that's going to make you a richer person, whether that's in your career or just in your personal life. So I think all of you need to keep going. And I'm so glad even Hannah shared that she's seen loads of students who've started over the age of 40. And
Yes,
I
that's
met
very
some of
true.
them at a conference recently, and they just have
Uh,
this
well, I think we lost Julia for a moment when technology is interesting. Sajida, any words of
it's the storm.
wisdom from your side?
so before we get to the words of wisdom, Liz, and I have a tendency of making myself vulnerable. So I just want to share with these people who've said they're above 40 and 47 and 51. So I'm 53 and studying. So
Yes,
we're all in it together. And it's, Julia said it, and I really want to echo that it's never too late. Each and every one of us who's shared the person or the values here, it comes through so strongly because that's the reason you're here this afternoon. So it speaks to your commitment, it speaks to your passion, it speaks to your dedication, and for me, it says exactly, that's the first step in paving your way to your educational path. So
absolutely.
keep the momentum going. And also just lastly, your education, and whether it's at 75 or at whatever age, is yours. Uh, Maybe just to also share Julia's sentiments. That's something that nobody can ever take away from you. And each one walks our own path. So whether you're studying at this age for your own reason, and we applaud you for that. So that's my
Absolutely. And
last five. Thanks, Liz.
And I think that's what the session was about. It is about unlocking your future, being brave, taking that first step, choosing Milpark as your preferred higher education provider, knowing our values and that we really want to partner with you and making sure that you are successful. It doesn't really matter at what age you are. So that was very important for us. And we wanted to have this specific session dedicated to that. I think more as motivation because all of us are so passionate about this, and also to give you some basic information to tell you that if you're looking for a school that's dedicated, then here we are. And the three faces on the screen. And we don't just, what do they say always? We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. And in this case, it is absolutely true. So just a few things from my side. If you haven't participated in the polls, please go and vote. We've got this wonderful prize that we want to give away. The prize is images in the chat. It's a 500 Rand voucher for Milpark merchandise, like I said, to start the year off right. We will definitely alert the winner to use and help the winner step by step on how to bank this voucher. And then I want to remind you to the last poll is just about, do you want us to contact you and have some one-to-one information? Then please click yes and we will assist you. And then our website is there if you have any other information. But that's it from us as a beautiful team of ladies who are going to wish you a wonderful afternoon, I guess, on that high note of motivation and inspiration. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon.